Hey guys, what's up? It's Emmett, and I'm in France, and I haven't uploaded videos in a really long time, and I'm sorry. Um, so I need to lay down some gender situations and things that have been going on. I uploaded like 2 or 3 videos, and they ran over the time, so I'm gonna try and fit it all in one video. I just got out of the hospital. Wish me good recovery, please. I've been home for about 3 days, and I had some appendicitis scare that turned out to be some French lymphatic something. I don't know. I've just been exhausted and like getting scans and blood draws and all this shit done recently, and it's all in French, so it's really confusing. But I'm getting better by the minute, and I'll be back on my French feet soon. The city's incredible. I actually think I got sick because I wasn't sleeping enough. I was just going out. I could barely stay in the house because I would just go out and see things, and we were seeing castles, and we were going out to dinners, and we were going out dancing, and we were all this shit because we can. Why not? So yeah, I'll jump right in with all the gender issues. I feel really good here. My anxiety levels have gone down. I didn't really know why, but I guess now I can kind of put pieces together. Um, Men's fashion is different. Men, maybe not teenagers. Teenagers still wear like sport coats and like baggier jeans, whatever, and spike their hair. Um, French teenage boys, I guess, but I don't see them a lot because I'm on the metro and I'm not in an area with a school. So I rarely see teenagers, which is an odd concept. But men's fashion consists of a lot of, things that in the States would be considered either metrosexual or even homosexual for a guy to worry about his outfit and his shoes matching his belt, matching his tie, matching his scarf, openly buttoned shirts, things like that here are just like so commonplace, and I love it. It makes my life really easy. It doesn't force me to wear any kind of baggy clothes just to try and pass as male. It's really cool. So yeah, men wear fitted jackets, fitted shirts, fitted jeans, type of things. Like, yeah. So I think that's what's helping me pass. I get monsieur all the time. Um, I don't have to talk much. I just say bonjour and au revoir and all these things, and that's probably what's helping me pass. In the States, you get asked like, "What's your zip code?" All this kind of shit just when you're at like the supermarket. And here, like, they tell you the price, you give them the money, and you say goodbye. This also has diminished a lot of my anxiety because I don't get pronouns in public. I'm living on my own independently. I live with a host family who obviously calls me by my birth name, but that was a given. But the one thing that surprised me is that I can pass in public without speaking. And now I want to talk about the instances that have actually happened. Now that I'm using bars, or going into bars, sorry, I'm using male restrooms. And it all started the first Friday night that I was here. I'd been getting monsieur all day. I was getting monsieur from the random people we were meeting. I was just getting treated like a guy that night. I was in a suit jacket, and so I had a couple things to drink. I decided to go to the bathroom. I get to the doors, and I realize there's, men's under the stairs and women's upstairs, and there was, without a doubt, I was going to the men's. I get in there, and there's a huge trough. This is the first men's restroom I've used in a bar ever. It's the first time I've been in a bar, really, legally. And I go in, and I see the trough, and I'm like, no, I didn't think about the fact that I would need an STP when I was here whatsoever. I don't know if I was supposed to have thought about that. I hadn't, like, it's not even the place to learn how to use an STP. I'm in a host house. I don't really have my own. I don't know. So I push on the stall. There's only one, and there's a guy in there, and the bathroom's door's not locked, and there's no lock on the door. And I'm like, shit, I can't use that stall because there's no lock on that door, and guys are just gonna bust in. So I leave, and my anxiety was, I don't know, up at this point, but I had liquid courage, so I decided I'll just go upstairs, because here in France, women's restrooms aren't like a huge bathroom with partition stalls. They're like individual closets that you can use. So I think, oh, like maybe there's one upstairs. I'll just sneak in the first one I see near the staircase and come back down. But the staircase said ladies in French, so as I'm going up the stairs, there's a guy in a suit jacket, or a leather jacket, and he pushes me down. And there were so many people on the stairs, I thought that it was just someone pushing me. So I continued back up, and now I realized, it was a security guy. But he wasn't dressed in any kind of security clothing. He was just dressed in a leather jacket, and I realized afterwards that he was security, but I continued back up. I said pardon, and I went up, and he pulls me back down, and I said no, 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 and he punches me in the face, and he said, Monsieur, wrong bathroom, go downstairs, as if I'm just some drunk guy. So after that, I decided I was going to use men's restrooms. A couple days later at a museum, I got yelled at by a woman as I reached for the women's handle, because the men's had been full. I guess I am learning that this gender neutral privilege that I've always had and always used is not working here. Thank God. I guess. It's nice to finally be, like, able to use the men's restroom, and because of fashion, it's whatever, I feel better. However, I'm still really small and not on T, and I would stay in France for a whole year, but I really want to get that stuff started, so that's why I'm coming home in December. But I'm really tempted to be here a longer period of time, and it sucks that I can't. Yeah, but I need to get the ball rolling, and I need to be on T soon, because it's, whether or not I'm passing, it's not who I want to be. I'm realizing that the relationships that I have with people, the new people that I'm meeting, they're not meeting the person I want them to meet, even if that's who I am on the inside, and I can try as hard as I want to present that person to them, the person that they visually see. I don't know. Hearing from, like, my professor and whatever recently, like, oh, no, I don't see, like, I see you as a female or whatever, when I was talking to her about being trans, it's just hard to hear that, I actually physically, even though, like, the trans guy community may be like, yeah, dude, you looks like you're passing without T, whatever, it's hard when you're my height. So another situation that happened was, I was on the metro coming home really late at night, thought I was passing pretty well. I get out of the metro at my stop, and there's 2 exits. It's just like a platform, and you can go out one side or the other, and there's a group of 6 drunk, immature guys who get off on the other side and are walking towards me. And they're in a huge pack, and I had to, like, move through them because they were not going to move for me. And one guy kind of says something loudly as they're coming towards me, and I guess it was about me. And he said something tourist. This is what I heard. I don't speak French that well, so. And then something baby. And right as he said baby, he snuck his hand out and patted me on the stomach. And I can't tell you how livid I was in that situation. Stupidly, I said fuck off in English, which didn't help whatsoever because whatever. But that's all I could come up with in that moment. Like, I was angry that he touched me. So I said fuck off. But then I realized there were like 6 or 7 of them, so I just, like, kept walking really, really quickly out of the metro. I guess that's just due to my size, and that's something I'll have to deal with. But other than that, it's been super different and interesting to me in a different culture where they actually don't have a noun for gender. The word sex, S-E-X-E, like sex, refers to your sex, and then genre has started to be used in literature, but it's like a more modern term. But it's still not quite a noun that they use, and that's crazy to me, to not hear gender identity and gender words used all the time. Is just a whole different ballgame. Yeah, it's cool. I think my anxiety's gone down a lot, not dealing with the pronoun issue from day to day, and having everybody, treat me properly. yeah, I'm doing really well. Paris is awesome, and I'll check in again soon.